Hello everyone, very good afternoon to all of you and welcome to this booster session. Kindly let me know if audio and video is working fine. Uh, I'll just check on like at my end also. Hmm. Yes, I assume everything is working to go. Since it's a short session, I won't take a lot of time and like wait for you people to answer. But yes, it would be great if you can be uh, you are able to answer and you can be here to participate in answering the questions. Those who don't know me, I'm Niharika John Mehra and I teach English for competitive exams, have been doing so for more than 10 years now. So in this session, we are quickly going to go ahead and attempt some questions. आपको आंसर टाइमर के साथ यहाँ chat में देना है, so you have to answer here in the chat. Make sure to like and share the session. Subscribe our channel for more videos जो आपकी preparation में बहुत help करेंगे. There are some other courses also. For that, you need to check out our description box for details. Okay, so let's get going. Uh, okay, this is your first question. You have to answer here in the chat. Hmm. Okay. Enough time given. So the answer here is only the second one. Now, how do we go ahead with such questions? So you take the subject and verb of the first, also for the second one, you do the same, and you try to establish a relationship between them. कैसे connect हो सकते हैं दोनों? That's what you have to do. Sometimes even without going through the options, you know how they are connected. अगर आपने grammar अच्छे से पढ़ी है, comprehension अच्छे से आता है. So in this case, we must finish this exercise. There are still three sentences. So we want to finish at the same time three sentences remain. So yet to finish. If I want to talk about yet to finish, yet three sentences remain. वो बोल सकते थे, but not this. We have three sentences remaining to finish this exercise. That's how we are going to go ahead with the second one. Now, if I want to use by finishing, okay, it is not going to help me. The reason being that finish करके कुछ काम नहीं हो रहा है. Actually, by completing these three sentences, I am finishing the exercise. So that's how it is. Only the second one. Okay. Here the answer is both, first and the second one. He was occupied with important matters, and we can see he had no leisure, that means free time, to see visitors. Very clearly, we can see that because he is occupied, he is unable to do other things. So, being occupied with important matters से occupy होते हुए, comma, and there you go, up second sentence as is it, right? He had no leisure to see visitors, as you have to add one connector here, or because, for, any from the family, and then you mention your first sentence. To see. Now, to plus verb first form, that is infinitive, can be, help you start your sentence, begin your sentence, but यहाँ पर वो कोई काम का नहीं है, because we are not focusing on seeing visitors. We are saying that occupy versus no time to do something else apart from work. That's why first and the second only. Okay, so the second one is her friend is opposed to this. Okay, this is the second sentence. वो थोड़ा सा breakdown हो गया है. I hope you get it. Please start attempting this one now. Have to answer here in the chat. Also, like and share in case you were late. No problem at all. Cover the questions later, but I would appreciate if you be on time. She wants to marry a foreigner. So, what is she wants to marry? Her friend is opposed to this. This indicates the previous statement here. That's the connection. Wanting to. Now, wanting to marry, if I want to continue like this, the subject is going to be she. But यहाँ पे second sentence में तो her friend is the one opposing to what she wants, not the person herself. That's why ये नहीं आएगा. Her friend is opposed to. अभी this को replace कर दो. This को replace करके आप पूरा sentence लगाओ. But now let me tell you how would it go. Her friend is opposed to her wanting to marry. इसको ऐसे करना पड़ेगा आपको. You need to change it into gerund form. Wanting to marry a foreigner. Okay. So that's how you're gonna go ahead. Marrying her. Nobody is marrying. She wants to marry a foreigner, but if you start with marrying her, that will give you the idea that there is a person who is giving her hand in marriage to someone. Answer here. Answer is only the first one. His father was dead. He had to support his widowed mother. So one thing led to the another thing that happened to this person. So his father was that dead, So, and then the second sentence. Okay. Supported by. Supported by her son, the widowed mother did something, something like that would continue. क्योंकि यहाँ पे है ही नहीं information. Being dead, now who is dead? Father is dead. So is father doing any action after being dead? This is so absurd. तो यहाँ पे first भी he है जो होगा, second and third they give no help, no meaning at all. Come on, guys. They are so simple sentences. E is the answer. The river is deep and swift. I'm afraid to dive into it. मान लो ये नहीं दिया है. Just imagine you don't have anything. Don't you know now the relationship here? There is a reason I'm afraid because it is deep and swift. So that's why I'm afraid to dive into the river. Instead of it, we will first change this it into noun, and then we'll say because it is deep and swift. So you will have to of course add, because you are using this way where you are mentioning the result first, effect first, and that's why because add karna padega. First is good to go. The river is deep and swift, hence. Now, in the second one, you will add hence I am afraid, thus I am afraid, so I am afraid to dive into it. So you can write cause first and then later on effect, or you can write effect first and then later on add the reason. Both the ways it could work. Being afraid, afraid hote hue, I did not do anything. That's the reason ये third वाला नहीं हो सकता. Making sense? Always remember कि आप इसको बहुत carefully read करो. It says the instruction part. Make it a habit. Select from the given three options which can be used in the beginning to form a single sentence. Means आपको ये phrases beginning में ही रखने हैं. But the good part with the family of conjunctions, in many cases you can swap the positions. So in the first one, we mentioned the effect first, then we can use because and then mention the reason. That is the first sentence. In the second one, I already have this that the river is deep. This is the reason. So now I can use so or any one that talks about the result and use the second sentence. This is how we do it. Please go ahead with the instruction first, and then I want you to answer this one, okay? This is like a mix of comprehension grammar. You should know the grammar, of course, to attempt such questions. Plus, you should understand the type of information we are adding. Cool. Answer is only second one. So now you have multiple options. The question is demanding that you provide with three options, first, second, third. You are provided with, so you have three options. You have to identify which one or ones can carry forward the given sentence in the most logical way. So you have to connect this part, keeping it the first part, and you have to connect this sentence with the one or the more than one given options. Despite a rise in the production of food grains in India, the other Asian countries have not been able to manage their imports. There is no connection. Imports make sense, but despite is talking about a contrast. Okay, so contrast will be with respect to this rise in production, something that goes against this. Okay, so despite a rise in production of food grains in India, the country क्या हो गया India, the country often faces shortages because of poor storage infra. Food grains में storage का need होता है. We can understand the connection here. Similarity, same ground पर बात हो रही है. Second तो definitely है, but it could be second and third as well. Let's check. Despite a rise in production, the fall in living standards of farmers is a cause of concern. Some of you can think that B can work, but production of food grains may rise hai. That alone in and despite there is good production, the fall is still a concern. The fall in living standards is a different matter altogether. It is not about the farmers themselves or the crop itself. I hope you understand. होता है एक्स्ट्रा थॉट देना चाहिए कभी कभी, बट समटाइम्स यू हैव टू रेस्ट्रेन आवरसेल्फ. ओके. Make sure to like in session if you find this helping. Practice of all kind is must. This is like a golden period for you people. You have time to prepare, to set the foundation, to work on your weaknesses, because later in the year, then you will have back to back exams, and I'm very sure you people are not just appearing for one single exam, right? You will, of course, be appearing in the multiple exams. So, this is now good period for you, good time for you. Utilize this time in good practice. All three of them, that's what we have here. The government needs to ramp up the efforts in order to, okay, so they need to work on the efforts, usko increase karna hai. In order to do what? In order to verb first form, tackle, maximize, ensure. Grammatically, I can definitely go ahead with any of these. Now, context wise, in order to ensure that the aim of financial inclusion is achieved in time, government works on this thing. Bingo. To tackle the rise in inequality among social classes, government comes into play for this one as well. Government needs to ramp up in order to maximize the potential of youth so that demographic dividend can be leveraged effectively. Definitely, this is again something up their alley that they are involved, the government is involved, and internally in the first, second, third, we get no grammatical mistake. So, all of them. I'll talk about it. You're asking me the meaning of maximize or like why maximize is used there. Is that your question? Can you please add a little bit of more detail to your query? Okay. Let me take you back to this one. So when I say in order to maximize 2 plus V1, the potential of the youth, so many programs are introduced by the government, and some kind of aid is given, support is given. So in that manner we are connecting this with the third one. Okay, of course we don't have to think much in technical wise, like is it actually happening or not in India and all. These are just sentences, connect them grammatically and contextually. Now, for this one, the answer is A. It is evident from the report published by the department. Now, it is evident from something, but what is evident? That I need this, that to connect the later part. That सब जगह है. अब देखते हैं meteorological department है, okay. So the rainfall this year has been below par, uh, which is not good news. Rainfall, meteorological department, connection established. The reason behind the poor performance of the team. See, this report can talk about it, but the report is by this meteorological department. So, what is the sense if I talk about team and the lack of practice? Potential of a child again, not the concern of this department, and that's why only one. Please go ahead, attempt this. This is a lengthy question, so I'll give you enough time to attempt this. But try it out. I mean, these questions are really helpful for some good practice. I didn't get match as in. So the answer is D. The idea of higher fines. Okay, there is an idea of higher fines as a deterrent to what? Deterrent takes two after it, and after that a noun. Deterrent to crashes. Idea is based on the assumption that a driver is how careless and when on the road, no, while on the road, because we have to be careful throughout the time a person is driving or we are driving, and that's why when just single point of time is not helping. First is wrong. Option number C and E are out. This goes, this is singular, so goes is correct. Against current scientific understanding. In what? In reducing what? Crashes that promote. Now please understand. Now crashes that promotes the design of a system. Tell me one thing. When you read this information, promotes the design of a system, does this relate to crashes? I'm not explaining traffic crashes that promotes, because it is not something that can promote anything, है ना? That means that का antecedent जो है वो कुछ और है. Understanding that promotes the design of a system. So that's what is where I'm getting my antecedent for that, which is singular, from the context we have understood, and that's why this was correct. Road safety experts suggest क्या designs such as के पहले plural आता है, with, presence, lanes, influence, other design. So they suggest that the designs influence subject and verb, driving behavior such as operating speeds, lane changing, etc. Both are correct. अच्छा, forgive strange लगा. Let me check. I'm unable to get it. Maybe later. Oh, which can forgive mistakes. Forgive as in let go, not like the forgiveness that we ask from each other. Not that typical forgiveness. Got it. Got it. Answer the second and the third one. Now, you were supposed to mark the correct ones. India and China will always have to coexist, cheek by jowl, that means forever, as long as possible, as they have done for millennia. Everything is good to go. It is in the larger interest. So it is in the interest is a phrase जिसके किसी के favor में कुछ होता है तो. Of the two peoples, I'll talk about it in a moment, that there be greater trust and cooperation, and we are repeating that for clarity, and that there be deeper relationship at all levels. Now whenever you use the word peoples, it is for two reasons. Either it is going to be people from different nations, आप उनकी population की nation wise population की बात कर रहे हो, or you're talking about people from different territory. In other words you're talking about the tribes. So people का plural नहीं होता, people word itself is plural, but the word peoples in itself, it talks about people from different backgrounds which are based on nation or tribes or territory. So यहाँ उसकी बात हो रही है. Okay, that's why this is correct. The first one, there is no gainsaying the fact that India China must work together. Subject verb agreement, all okay. To forge what? To make. This forge means to make stable relations in which competition does not lead to what? To conflicts, nor differences to disputes. Why from is not the one to use here? Does not lead to conflict, nor to disputes. For clarity, after nor, we are repeating our preposition that is gonna work with the word lead. So यहाँ parallelism का issue था. Okay, you need to know all these concepts. What is parallelism? How does it work? And what works with which other part of speech? And also for a complete course, It's available on our website under many of our courses. I have recently completed grammar portion for RBI aspirants. It is under our RBI course. You can check that out as well. Never too late, right? So there you go. My classes here are on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, 1:30 p.m. On our other channel, which is CGB Grade B, the CGB IBPS Hub. There I take classes on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Friday, 1:30 to 2 p.m. A short practice session, but a condensed session where you get a lot of questions to practice and a lot of things to learn. Okay, so I'm gonna go now. Take care, all of you.